everybody. Thank you guys for joining in again on our last episode of season 2. This is Miss Charly. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me.
I'm so
excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you, y'all. Look at everything on this table. I want y'all to understand there is a lot going on today. I hope y'all are ready. Get your popcorn and get your drinks, whatever you need. We have Miss Charly in the building.
Yes, she is here. Let me tell you something. On the way here, I was just thinking, like, it's a whole new year.
Yes.
It's 2020. Mm-hmm. Some people did not make it.
That's right.
And I just was thanking God on the way here and just saying, God, thank you for just allowing me to still be here.
Absolutely.
And I made 50 last year, December the 6th.
Congratulations.
Still cute. And
I'm December 8th.
Oh, you serious?
I should have known you were sad.
Oh,
I should have known.
Yes, I'm so excited, and I mean, thank you so much for allowing me to be here on today. I look forward to doing the interview and making things happen for you this year.
Thank you, amen.
This year is your year.
I receive.
Come on.
Thank you. So let's start with who you are. Tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell us.
I am, and hello, welcome 2020, Happy New Year's.
Yes.
I am Dr. Charly King. I am originally from Houston, Texas, and of course I'm 50 years old. I have a husband and 2 daughters that are 26 and 24.
I love it.
I have 2 grandchildren, which are 3 and 5. And I want to make sure I get their ages right, because if I don't, they'll be like, Granny, that's not right. Tayden and Bray. So I'm so excited. It just takes you to another level when you go to the G-Mama.
Yes.
I say G-Mama, the grandmother's lane. It takes you to a whole nother part of life, actually. Because when you have your kids, then you look at your kids like, oh my God, this, and this, and this. But when they have a child, it's like you become brand new all over again.
That's right.
So you have a different type of love.
Yeah.
And it's a deep agape love. Because you don't want nothing to happen to those babies. So I'm just grateful. My daughter, Darina Flanagan, she goes under Rehair. She's one of the hottest hairstylists in Houston.
Wow.
And then Kayla Flanagan, my second daughter, she does payroll for Human Resource.
All right.
So I got 2 girls that go get it and come back with it, like they mama.
I love it. I commend you all. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And then you said doctor. You threw the doctor in there, y'all. I hope y'all heard that.
Yes, I have a PhD in philosophy, so I do most definitely do that. I also have a medical assistant degree.
Okay.
So I go to, my clinic is, you didn't even know about the clinic?
No, I did not.
Okay, so I specialize in weight loss for 9 years now, and I've seen people just transform and go through the transformation of losing weight. Sometimes as women, we can gain a pound or 2 and we just don't feel secure. We don't feel cute no more. We don't feel as sexy, and there's nothing wrong with women that's spiritual and sexy. And we have to understand, how you draw that man that you with, your husband, your fiance, you still have to be sexy.
Right.
So it's okay to be spiritual and sexy. You can't walk around and be cute with a scripture on your head or wear a scripture on your body. He's not going to see that.
That's right.
So you have to understand that you have to balance the spiritual with the natural. That way you can have it all as one. Make it a big combo thing. But yes, it's okay
that
to be
must be
spiritual.
why I'm single then. I don't dress sexy, y'all.
Well, you know,
I'm covered.
Actually, you're covered, but you're still sexy. You see
Okay,
how you got
okay.
You see how you got your arms? Look at the arms. That's sexy.
Thank you. I did a little
See,
something.
everybody has a different definition. Sexy people does not mean that you have to take off your clothes.
That's true.
That's not. You don't
That's
have to be sexy. Now, if you want to be cute and want to put on a swimsuit, a bodysuit, that's fine. That's just what you choose to swim in. I don't think nobody's swimming in dresses and robes unless they get baptized. But there's nothing wrong with that. So I love being able, and I do Supreme Body Sculpting, which is located at 10,009 Broadway Street, Suite 107. I've been there for almost 3 years.
Wow.
Specializing in weight loss, also the CBD products. You know, many of us deal with muscle aches, pain.
Yes.
And CBD actually goes in and it's a natural form to actually stop the issues that you deal with as far as pain and muscles and headaches, and it helps a lot. But I love transformation, and that's all I keep hearing as I speak to you for 2020. Transformation. transformation can come at any point in time. And some of us need to transform not only ourselves, but our attitudes, our people that we hang with.
Yeah.
People, it's a whole new year. So if you did not get anywhere last year and you see that I have not got to where I need to be, well, you got to go back and examine where you were.
That's right.
And those same people still around you, you can't go higher digging in the same place you were.
That's right.
So I think that this year, 2020, God has a vision, a plan. He has so much in store for us, and if we trust in Him, He's going to lead the way. He said, you have not because you ask not.
That's right.
He says, seek and ye shall find. A lot of people don't know how to go and look for their blessing. They just expect it to fall down from heaven.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
He said, you have not because you ask not. Seek and ye shall find. Knocking, the door shall be open. Sometimes we're afraid to make that knock. Mm-hmm. That one knock can open up the door to your whole life changing.
That's right.
And you can't be afraid of what's on the other side. So this year in 2020, my transformation is to do things totally different. There are some friends that I will not be hanging with for 2020. I just can't allow the devil to come in and waste my time this year.
I agree.
And that's most important.
I agree.
We have to keep living. Of course we're going to live. We have to work because we have to survive.
Yep.
But I tell you what, things that were not necessary, we have to go back and evaluate them and find out what did I do wrong?
Yes.
Because that's the only way, and my sister has the book, First Lady to One Earth, Great Grace Outreach is where I attend church. She has the book, The Next Level. My next beautiful level, my beautiful next level. Mm-hmm. It's just so key because she talks about how you can't stay where you are. You got to get to the next level.
Absolutely.
And the only way you're going to get there is to take one step at a time. A person gets intimidated and gets kind of scared knowing that, oh my God, I got so far to go. But the journey of 1,000,000 miles begin with one step.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to do as of 2020. We're going to start taking one step at a time.
Amen.
And even with the weight loss, even if we don't like the way we look, we can change that. Y'all know I wear 1,000 wigs now. So every woman. I become every woman now. I'm told my husband, I say, hey, you don't have no reason to step out on me because I'm every woman. I'm going to be Jen, Sally, Sue. I'm going to be blonde, brunette. But people are afraid to change.
They are.
You should not be afraid to change. If you wore black hair all year round, okay, try blonde.
Yeah.
Try auburn. Mm-hmm. Try 27B. I know the numbers because, I'm doing it.
I hear you.
But never be afraid of change because you never know when the biggest change will come and that will change your life.
That's right. I agree.
So I'm excited.
All right. Well, let's get into it though. So your actual name is Charletta.
Mm-hmm.
Last name?
Anderson King.
There we go.
I use Anderson King. It's really King,
but
because of my former books and the information that I have out in the media, they only know me by Anderson. Okay. So I had to put the dash King because I want everybody to respect the King now.
There you go.
The Queen of the South wants you to respect the King. He's earned his respect. I've been married actually going on 9 years in February.
Congratulations.
And God just blessed me because this was a 3-timer for me because my second times was down the drain, bum. But God actually let me meet somebody. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh God, do he even go to church?" I really didn't care because
you sound like me.
Yeah, he looked good, he dressed good, he drove good, but I just was like, do he go to church?
Right. Where's his soul?
Where's his soul at? And, because a lot of dudes be like, "Hey, God is good," and that's the last thing you're gonna hear. That's it.
And God maybe one scripture, maybe.
And that might be Jesus wept.
Right.
But God allowed me to meet Darren King. And not only did he allow me to meet him, he allowed me to lead him into the church where I know I grew up in, believing in God, trusting in God, having faith. When you grow up sanctified, and a lot of people don't know what that word is, when you grow up Pentecostal, which means you cannot wear your hair long, you can't cut your hair, there's no makeup, there's no pants,
no
earrings, my first basketball game, guys, was when I went off to Abilene Christian University. I was in college. And for me to go to my first basketball game, my first football game was totally out of the rim because we were brought up, if you have sex and you're not married, you're going to hell. Right. So I was afraid to do that. Now I broke the rule at 20. I think I was 21. But of course, I asked the Lord to forgive me.
Right.
Because everybody sins and falls short of the glory of God. I don't know of no perfect Christian that's walking on the face of the earth. Even if you lie, you have sinned. So there is no sin greater than the other one. And I think that's what people do. They categorize sin.
Yeah, because they're all in the same boat. I mean, there is abominational sins.
Yeah, that's
but they're in the same boat.
Right.
Yeah.
But sin is sin. And so going back to Darren, God allowed me to be an example for him. Because I had already knew my great teachings. I had grew up Pentecostal, sanctified, and I knew right from wrong.
Right.
And I actually started dating him. And after about maybe 3 months, he was like, hey, you know, what we're going to do? Basically, are you going to be intimate with me? And I was like, hey, look, let me tell you straight up. I say, either we're going to get married and we're going to do this thing, or we just not going to do it. And you and I both going to be sinning, and neither one of us going to get blessed.
Right.
And of course, he was like, well, you know, that do kind of make sense. I said, well, you want to continue to get blessed.
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, you know what? It would be good if we got married. That do make sense. But my husband was from the streets. That's not what he did.
Right.
He probably wang, bang, shebang, then went on. But I had to teach my husband, let me show you the definition of love. Let me teach you how to care. Because everybody in his past, he could care less about them. They mattered not. They were there today, gone tomorrow. That's just what type of person he was.
Because he's probably been hurt in the past.
Right. And he grew up being in the streets. So when I met him, I wanted to teach him, okay, let me get this dude and teach him how to love. Because my husband will tell you, I am the first person that he's ever fell in love with.
Wow.
And to me, that's so important.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel so good because he didn't love everybody.
Right.
And it's not my fault.
Yeah.
But I got him.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk about how did you get into the clinic part? Because what is the name of your clinic again?
I do Supreme Body Sculpting.
That's the name of it.
That's the name of the clinic. Okay. And it's 10,009 Broadway, Suite 107. I'm actually there with 3 other doctors. Dr. Letitia Plummer, who just won Councilwoman. That's my girl. She just won her Councilwoman seat. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations.
We love you. Which I'll probably go visit her after this, but I'm off today. But I actually did the study and research, and I always worked under doctors. My previous relationship was with the anesthesiologist.
Okay.
And so I was dating him, and I was helping with breast surgeries. I was doing some deep stuff because I had my medical license. So I would do everything that he asked, but I had to do it under him.
Right.
So we did weight loss, and I told him one day, I was like, hey, we need to do weight loss because there's a lot of people out there that's just not happy with who they are.
Right.
I said, we can really change this thing. When you change the world, you can change it one step at a time.
That's
Everybody just think that power, it happens. It doesn't. It's transformation. And so he was like, well, that's what you really love doing, and you specialize in that. He said, let me stick to what I do, and you do what you do, and we'll come together.
Right.
So making a long story short, over 10 years ago, I actually got into the weight loss program, and I did the studying, and I would do different formulas, the B12, which I know speeds your metabolism up. And then we would do the lipo, which goes in to eat the fatty tissues up, and you urinate those out.
Right.
So they did a combination shot, but I knew already for a fact that if I could do this, and I did the program myself first. So I was a size 10. Actually, and I did the program, and I lost 10 pounds in 20 days.
Wow.
And so I was like, you know what, this works. All I got to do is focus. So what I did was I took the ground meat out, the pork chops out, the ham hocks, the neck bones, the ribs, all of the pork family, they had to vacate.
Good.
So I introduced my body to the shrimp and the chicken, and if I did the chicken, it had to be baked, no fried chicken. And I love the outcome. So for me to sit up and lose 10 pounds in 20 days, I just thought, you know what? Everybody can do this.
That's right.
It's all about transforming your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't want to change their diet. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think that, oh my God, I'll go get a tummy tuck, or I'll go get this sucked out. But what you don't understand is when you do those processes or you do those procedures, the fat actually comes back in a different place.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that.
Yep.
They just say, okay, bring me your 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. We're going to suck that right out your tummy.
Yep.
So when they do take that out and suck out your tummy, it actually grows back in another area.
I remember that. I was actually having that same conversation with one of my friends like a week ago.
Really?
Yes. And that to me, I'm with you. I'm an advocate of eating healthy, as we talked about earlier.
I heard you. I heard you're a professional with this. Now you got to tell me some tips because 2020, I really want to transform.
I think it's important because a lot of us, especially our people in general, we don't eat healthy.
We don't.
We eat comfort food. You know,
we don't.
We're with the fried chicken and Popeyes
on Tuesdays.
Chicken sandwich.
Yes.
All of it.
Ooh, it's so good.
and like I told you, I don't eat beef. I don't eat chicken. You know, no fried foods unless it's French fries, but that's occasional.
So did you shock your body, or did you just wake up and say, it's over, I'm done?
Yes, I scared my body because,
I like that.
Let me tell you what happened. I like that. One day, and this is very short because I want to get back into you, but one day I was eating a frozen fish that I had bought from one of the stores, and it was a codfish. And I was just, doing seared cod, lemon and pepper fish. It was good. But then I got halfway through to it, and I picked it up on my fork, a piece of it, and there was something hanging out of it in the middle of the fish. So I'm like, okay. So I look at it, kind of peel it back so I can see better, and it was a dead worm. So ever since that day, I became a vegetarian. Right away. I was done. And then vegetarian to vegan-ish, and then I did that for a year. But then I realized that I wasn't feeling right. Something wasn't right.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to being pescatarian and I don't eat cod. I refuse to eat cod.
Oh my God. I want to do it. And this year, I really want a lot of women to jump on board. Yes. I think we should do some type of program and get all the women encouraged because if you have somebody with you, they'll help make it happen.
Yes.
And it pumps you up and it encourages you.
Accountability.
The Bible wants you to encourage yourself, but some people just don't do it.
Yeah. I think it's, like I said, it's a lack of encouragement. They're discouraged by the way that, people see them, and then even some people will go to the extent of, I want to work out, but I don't want to go to the gym.
I don't have time.
Oh, no, not even just that I don't have time. I don't want people to see me work out.
And you know what? They are embarrassed about that.
Yes.
I don't understand. Because if you're trying to get to your next level, people are going to see you.
Yeah. Even if you're walking on the streets anywhere, it's just you got to make that commitment. If you don't make the commitment, the pounds are not just going to drop off. They're going to continue to add.
They're going to continue. And the most important thing is, like you said, changing your diet.
Yes.
If we don't change our diet, we cannot expect a different result. It's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So even if you go, and let's just say this really quick, even if you go and get the tummy tuck, or you get the sides taken out, or you do whatever you want to do as far as procedure-wise, if you do not change your diet, you will end back up in the same place at a different time.
Right. Yeah.
So we got to do it.
It's hard. So I really want to do a quick encouragement for everybody out there, even the men who are watching. This year needs to be your year, which means that you need to be healthy, mind, body, and soul. Mm-hmm. So ensure that you guys are out there reading scripture, going to church, making that effort, being committed to the Lord. And then also on top of that, make sure you're exercising. Try to find at least twice a week to do so. Even at home, running up and down the stairs, running up around the block. Take your dog out for a run. Something, do something.
I agree. So I'm with it. I'm gonna actually start today.
Yeah, there you
go. And sometimes, the exercising on land is really hard, but the water exercise will help you. The aqua is it's safe.
Yes.
Because if you're standing on land, and people don't understand that's the difference between water and land. On land, you're standing there, you're lifting weights, and you can pull something. But in water, the weight is actually lifted off of you, so it's lighter.
That's right.
So I love aqua exercise.
There you go. That's a good one, and it works out the entire body.
The cardio,
and you don't even realize it.
It does. I think I'm going right back to it.
There you go.
Now, y'all might not like it because I might put my bodysuits on, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a new year.
There you go. So you went from your clinic, and then what came after that?
During the clinic, I came up with the Miss Goody Tissues book.
Yes. And show you what it looks like.
This is awesome. That's excellent format that she has, but there's a hardcover and a soft cover. But I wanted you to see the visual of the shoes. So what happened was I literally And I thank God for this, because without him, I'm nothing. And when you realize that nothing happens without him, okaying it. But I literally walked into my closet one day and I was getting dressed because I like to be cute. And there's nothing wrong with that, ladies. There's nothing wrong with being cute now. And I walked into the closet and I got an outfit out. And I was looking around and I was like, oh my God, I need to find me some shoes. And I looked around and I was looking at all the shoes and I said, oh my God, what if these shoes could talk? They would probably be like, pick me, you know, because they want to just sit in a closet all day. And so my mind began to transform into, oh my God, what if these shoes could literally talk? Therefore, the idea came, and I said, you know what, I'm going to pursue this idea. And I began to draw little shoes with faces and eyes and mouths, and I became them. Because one thing about a creative person, and I'm very creative, you actually lose yourself. You go into a zone and you come up with these $1 million ideas, but they have to be executed. So I actually came into the shoe world, and I left my world because I'm a human. Everything that I could do as a human, I thought about it, oh my God, what if those shoes could do that? And so I dealt with, oh my God, what about bullying? What about...
I see that. The one with the crutches.
She's a ballerina. That's Miss Ballerina. She fell and hurt herself at the ballerina doing her thing.
I see.
So you see she's on crutches. Then you have Miss Tennis Shoes. She has fumes coming from her. Y'all think about it. All our shoes stink. That you throw them on, you dump them, you chunk them on the back porch. They have fumes coming from her. Tennis shoes are designed to be dirty. But in the store, Miss Goody Two Shoes is a pink shoe, and she lets them know, hey, we will not have any shoe bullying, which means that we will not be discriminating against you no matter what color, shape, size, or shoe height you come in. So it's just like in reality, people discriminate us because we're black. They discriminate against because you're white. They discriminate, and it goes on and on. Your hair may be good. Like, of course, my hair is good right now, and that's because she has her on. But that's a natural, beautiful hair. Under here, my hair's really curly, like hers. But let me tell you, people, you'll be so amazed when you find out how many people just discriminate against you because you don't dress good, because you don't smell good, because you don't look good. The world discriminates. And so I was able to have a voice when I created Miss Goody Two Shoes and No Shoe Bullying. It gave me a voice to speak to younger children between the ages of maybe 7 and 12 before they go to puberty, and right when they're coming into the really knowing. Because when you're in elementary, in preschool, kindergarten, that's where you really, really start to be like, ooh, I don't like her. Ooh, I don't like him. Ooh, his nose running. So I said, well, maybe if I could capture at this small age, then we can take it on and go up. So I've created another curriculum, which is a youth and an adult bullying curriculum. And Harris County actually approved the young person's what do you call it, curriculum. Ran short really quick. They approved it for it to be taught into the Harris County system. So that was a blessing. Only God can approve something like that. So now this year I'm going to focus on maybe getting a couple of teachers, a couple of people that wants and their heart is there to help change it, because bullying happens a lot inside of the jails, the prisons. You become a slave because you're already locked up. So your mental is already gone. So this year I really would like to see an advance in the program of stopping the bullying.
I love that. I love that. You're a huge advocate for bullying.
I am.
So explain to me, is there a history behind bullying for you?
It is, and how I became an advocate for it. I was probably in the 6th grade, and I attended Manning Elementary School, and everybody that's from South Park know that's the hood. Hey, one time for the hood. No. But I went to Manning Elementary School, and I wore dresses all the time. And every now and then I would call my friend Celanese and tell her, sneak me a pair of pants, because I want to wear some pants. I would go wait and walk from the school, go to the bayou, put on a pair of pants, and then walk around, but have to take them off before I go home. So, you know, that was rebellious at a small young age, but we just didn't want to wear dresses all the time. And then it was so crazy because those long skirts used to be all the way to my ankle. even
and
in
if
high
it's cold,
school.
you could feel the air. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it, y'all. I hated it. Now I love dresses, but I hated it for a period of time, and that's because we were taught you gonna go to hell if you wear anything pertaining to a man.
Right.
But then as I got older, I was like, well, men over in Scotland wear dresses. Like, how does this work? So, I mean, it took a lot of evaluation and a lot of disappointment days and not feeling secure and feeling like, oh my God, I'm just, even in ROTC in high school, I joined ROTC, the Navy ROTC. I was one of the two to wear a skirt for ROTC. But it distinguished us. We were different. Me and my friend Kim, we both wore skirts. So in the middle of the field, out of thousands of people having on their uniform, we had on skirts. But I'm going back because I go creative people, their mind goes here, there. So we have to go back again. But elementary, 6th grade, I think I was in Miss Renfro's room. And I had on my dress, of course. And I remember one day all the girls just come together. And it was like, you wear dresses all the time. And woo. And one girl, she told me, Tanya, she's like, I'm going to fight you. Because, see, you wear a dress all the time. And I was like, I'm not used to doing no type of fighting. And so school was out. And I told my mom, I said, I don't want to go there no more. Because this girl here saying she going to fight me because I wear dresses all the time. And I just don't want to go. My mom was like, no, you're going to school. And so I said, I don't want to go. And she said, you're going to school. So next day she dropped me off at school. Before she pulled off, I was standing there. I literally took out running after the van. And I was like, Mama, no. And she came in. She said, I'm parking. Let me come in. And she said, let me speak to the principal. And so we got to the principal. And my mother said, I need this girl, Tanya, to come into the office. My daughter is having a hard time and this is not going to happen. So to make a long story short, we had that meeting in that office. I never had no more problems out of Tanya. And I was able to live my best life.
There you go. Your mother sounds like my mother.
Yeah,
nobody wants us. No.
They do not play. So I see a lot of children, even today, as I go to the schools, and I most definitely go and speak to the kids. So I speak on bullying and cyberbullying, and there's a difference. The bullying happens in person, so it's you there literally, and then on the cyberbullying, that happens over the internet. So a lot of people can kind of, like, if you notice, the suicide rate is crazy.
Yes.
And that's because a lot of people on social media, and they're now coming for you where they don't have to actually reach out and touch you, but they do still through virtual. So we have to learn this year to not be so accessed or accessible through the internet for our children, for our nieces, our nephews, our grandkids. We have to learn how to take a different approach. We got to start watching and looking at what they're watching on TV, looking at what the message is. I literally looked at a cartoon and it was like totally cursing the kids out. So I was like, you know what, we got to kind of monitor what's going on.
I agree, especially the spiritual aspect of it. You want your kids to grow up in a good environment. You think you're doing that, but then when you let them go off and play video games, watch YouTube or watch whatever movie it is, you don't know what's going on, what they're being fed. You have no clue. You have no clue.
So we just need to change it, and I mean, we can change it. It's not hard to do if we just trust in God, start taking our faith walks.
Yes.
Because the Bible tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for,
That's
and the evidence of things not seen. So there are a lot of things, people, that we do not see, but they exist.
Yeah.
And if we asking God for something, all we have to do is ask Him, and then you don't have to beg Him every day. He hears.
That's right.
One thing about it is you don't have to keep doing it over and over, redundantly, over and over. God, please.
You have to pray without ceasing.
You have to pray without ceasing, but you don't have to ask for that same thing over. But see, He heard you.
Yeah.
That's like you coming into the bank and saying, "Hey, can I get $1,000 loan?" They say no. Come back again. Can I get $1,000 loan? No. Can I get $1,000 loan? It's not gonna happen. You're supposed to wait 30 to 60 days, but with God, you don't have to wait. So the difference is you ask Him, and then that's when your faith comes into play, and you begin to exercise it. So you expect things that you don't see. I don't see me being a whatever, but I'm gonna expect it. I don't see me doing this, but I want it. So expect it. So, and let me tell you, God is a specific God. So if you're expecting a man for 2020, don't say, God, give me a man, because he will. And it could be a man off the street.
Yeah.
It could be a panhandler. You want a banker. I want a millionaire, God. You got to specifically give him your details, because even if you go into anywhere or you want your hair fixed, you're going to tell the hairdresser, I want my hair done. I need 27 streaks. I need black. I need this lace on here. You got to name it and claim it in the year 2020. So just be specific in what you want. Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes take a note and a pad and write it down. Go through your checklist. I want him about 6 foot, slim build, black hair, good hair, good teeth. And it's okay, because you're writing down your vision of what you want. You know what attracts you. So don't just specifically say, God, I want a man. And most of you men out there that don't have women, oh God, I want a woman. Okay, well, if he give you a stripper, what you gonna do?
Right.
Because he'll give you a woman. Might not be the one that you really want or need, but you're not being specific. So 2020, I'm just going to be a little bit more detailed and specific on what I ask God.
Absolutely.
And then once I ask him, I then go into my expectations and just waiting on it to come, because his time is not like our time, guys.
Right.
One day to us is one day. One day to him is like 1,000 years. So our time is a little different, because he's in the universe, we're here on earth. So our timing is different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But once you ask, just expect. Ask,
That's
expect.
the key word. Have faith, and then expect that God is going to do what he promised.
He will, and he will never lie.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we're going to do it this year.
I love it. So on top of that, besides you having, your own cartoon, we have 2 other things to talk about.
Okay.
And then also besides your clinic.
Yeah.
This lady is busy, y'all. I'm telling you. I want you to introduce your book, so I'm going to actually hopefully give this to you.
Okay. So here you have The Secrets of Chef Charly. And I came out with this book, and what inspired this book is this last year, because it's a whole new year now. Last year I was literally on Facebook, and I love to cook. My mom's from Louisiana, so I love Southern food.
That's right.
Everything I want is spicy. It's got to be seasoned. It's got to be looking good. The presentation is everything. So here you see some of Charly Booth's baked salmon. There are so many recipes into this book, and they're all Creole, Southern.
And I have to ask, please tell me there's jambalaya.
I have jambalaya, but I didn't put it in this one.
Why not?
I put the Charlie Angel's chicken Alfredo.
I like it. I don't eat chicken. I can
I know. Oh, you surely won't eat the Charlie cheesy beef enchiladas. What about the Charlie's bourbon baked chicken?
Oh, see, my brother would love that.
See there?
Yeah.
So, here you go. Charlie's good old fashioned chicken and dumplings. We have to get something. Well, you know what? We
need a pescatarian book for me.
You know what? We're going to go back and we're going to revisit. We got Charly Booth's baked salmon.
There we go. I can do that one.
Okay. And the banana pudding. So we got a lot of good things inside of Charly's Secrets, The Secrets of Chef Charly. I literally was on Facebook, and I love to cook every day. So I'm like, just on Facebook. And then people started being like, oh my God, why don't you come? We asking you every day, how do you cook this? How do you arrange this? How much salt to put? How much season to put? Right. So I said, you know what? And see, I'm a move now person. I don't wait until, let me think about this, and maybe 6 months I can prepare to do it. I am a faith walker, and I make it happen. So I bring things to life. And so it wasn't even a good 2 months after me being on Facebook and saying, okay, I want to do this. This is something that can help people, encourage people. They can learn how to cook. They're not in a classroom. They don't have to pay a fee. They can get the good Southern cooking from me, Chef Charly.
That's
so
right.
I said, okay, and I went and got my license. And of course, you got to be ready for everything. So
wait. Let's go back. You got your license in what?
I had to go and get culinary license.
Oh, look, y'all, look at this. This is my inspiration.
Yes, and then your TABC, like, so you can serve, like, let's say if I did a dish and I put wine on it. Some people like to put wine on their salmon, but you have to get those licensed. So there is people, I'm so licensed up that it's crazy. I'm going to make sure that I have a license. I'm a notary. Like, come on, I don't even notarize, but I want every license that I can obtain because you never know when you're going to use them.
Right.
So the book is actually good. It's on Amazon. It's at Barnes & Noble. The crazy thing and the blessing about this book is that I didn't even know. Somebody called me and it was like, hey, you know your book is on Martha Stewart.
Oh.
And I was like, nah, you kidding me. No, they were not kidding me. Martha Stewart picked my book and put it on her top shelves. So I was, and I'm still there. So I was featured, and I'm still featured on Martha Stewart's top chefs. So that's a blessing in itself. Just to get to that level, I didn't think this little bitty face right here could get there. But
anything's possible.
Anything
right?
is possible.
That's
And
right.
our faith, people, will take us beyond what we see.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to continue 2020 with faith and keep doing the work. And if you put the work in, it's going to happen. It will manifest itself. So God is good. I have no complaints. I'm only here to inspire you, to motivate you. I'm not here to brag because one thing about it is I could never do nothing without God.
Come on.
And without Him, I am nothing.
That's right.
But He uses people, He uses us, and He puts His vessels in us to be able to be an example for people, to show you it can be done.
That's right.
So when you having doubt, oh, I don't think I can do it, it's always going to be somebody that can do it. And God uses me. So I want to be able to help people. My job is not to sit here, brag, boast, feel like I'm better than you, because at the end of the day, we're all the same.
Absolutely.
Nobody's bigger than nobody. Even, and I tell people all the time, I deal with a lot of celebrities. You'll be surprised. I dress a lot of celebrities because I'm into fashion. I love doing it. But I deal with celebrities all the time, and they are normal people just like you and I. I sit down and talk to them just like I'm talking to you.
That's right.
So don't feel less important because your name is not in lights.
Bingo.
People, sometimes your name won't be in lights.
Right.
And the lights that you want your name in, you got to make sure that that's the right light, because otherwise that light will go off and nobody can change that bulb.
Yep.
So be content.
And I like that you said the right light, because I got a word yesterday and I'll share it. But I think what's really important for everybody to understand is that if you're a believer, the only thing you should be trying to get your name and lights in is the book of the Lamb.
For real.
I just want to see my name in the book of the Lamb. That's it.
Toward. Yeah.
Exactly. So the celebrity status, that means nothing.
It means nothing, people.
And I know a lot of people who know me will say, well, I know why you say that because of my father. But no, that literally means nothing to me, because you can be a celebrity and have a heart full of coal.
Yeah,
they don't even know Jesus.
And the crazy part is about it, people don't understand. Celebrities build up a wall. God is not looking for the biggest person in the room.
Right, or the loudest.
Or the loudest, because the loudest one is always the weakest.
Yeah.
So God is looking for that little bitty person that everybody seems to overlook, or the person that has sinned and don't feel like they can come back. That's the person that God is trying to use.
Yes.
So don't you ever count yourself out because you've done this, because you've done that, because you didn't make it here. Let me tell you something. God is looking specifically for you. And I always tell people, I am that prodigal daughter. Because all my sisters is 5 girls and no boys. My mom used to sing with James Cleveland. Me and the sisters had a gospel group, the Culture Sisters. We opened up for BB and CC Wine, and we've been on tour. And all 5 girls have 5 different voices, just like the Jacksons. And so God has blessed us with this talent, and hopefully this year we'll be coming out with a new album.
All right.
Everybody's schedules are so crazy. And I usually don't do this here, but I want to do this on my segment. Just a little bit of this here for you.
Go ahead.
What God has for me, it is for me. What God has for me, it is for me. I know without a doubt that He can bring me out. What God has for me, it is for me. I just had to sing that. I had to sing that because people worry about what other people got.
Yes.
And they worry about the status of where they are. what God got for you, it's for you. Can't nobody interrupt your program. It's a scheduled program.
That's what I'm going to say.
But you. Yes. You can change that.
Yes.
But you have access. You have the whole key, and you got the remote.
That's right.
So the remote is your life.
Yes.
But what God got for you, you're the only person that can destroy that.
You got to tap into it.
Tap, knock.
That's it.
Seeking you shall find. It's coming.
Yes.
It's coming, guys. So we got to do something different for 2020. Let's just show more love.
Amen.
Let's do it.
And reach out to more people, like with the Word of God. God called us to be evangelists. So if we're going to be evangelizing to believers, what happened to the non-believers?
Right.
We normally tend to preach to ourselves.
Wow.
Which, yes, we need it. We need to be uplifted, but what about the non-believers? Who's preaching to them to help them get to eternal salvation?
And that's another thing. People think that you only have a voice if you're on the pulpit.
No.
Let me tell you, the voice starts within yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not about the pulpit. That's just the place that you stand. The true word comes from within.
Yes.
You are the church.
Yep. Learn the word, know the word, and preach the word. That's it.
Say it again.
Learn, know, and preach. That's it. That's really all it is.
That's key.
I mean, that's it. That's what I just got. But before we finish, before we close, y'all, I have to say one more thing that she is doing. It's super important. Y'all see the lip gloss. Yes, she has a cosmetic line.
Charly girl, the real Charly girl. I brought these for her. So these are so good. And this year we're gonna actually go into a whole nother level.
Yes.
So we're opening up the whole eyeshadow line, the lip glosses, the lipsticks, the brushes. I'm gonna have a whole cosmetic line. People, my job is to help you. A lot of people see what I do, but my job is to help you. So you see me when I post on my page. I post about lipsticks. I post about books. I own my own publishing company, Miss Goody Publishing. So I'm able to help you get that next book out, to get that #1 bestseller out, to get this lipstick on the HEB market. That's what my goals are for this year. So if you think it's all about me, it's not. My job is to help you. And see, I don't feel like no king or queen should just hover and hold all of the assets and hold all of the money. That's not what success is. Success is actually you being a help to the people and helping push them up that ladder. So a king and a queen can't sit there and enjoy all the goods and feel good about it.
Right.
I would never feel good about me sitting up just sucking up and taking up and eating up, and you guys are slaves out in the city.
The blessing comes from giving.
It comes
That's what
from
it says in the Bible.
It does.
So we can't just sit up there and decide that we're just not going to give.
Yeah.
You know, we have to give. But also, when you give, you make sure you give according to what God tells you to. Right. Or give to the person that God, you have to be directed as well.
He has to place that on your heart.
Yeah. Come on.
He has to place that on your heart. Yes. And one thing about it, I am a giver. And God has blessed me to give. And sometimes we just don't really pay attention, because sometimes we can just really have our heart out there, and you can give, and then you turn around and be like, oh my God, what happened to it? Where's it at?
Right.
So it has to be managed.
Yes.
And so in 2020, the prophet came and told me, he said, ma'am, you've been a millionaire more than one time. He said, but God is going to give it to you one more time. And with this time, you're going to know what to do with it.
Amen.
And so I ask God, and I want him to direct my path, to lay it on my heart to bless people that really want to see the next level.
Yeah.
Because anybody can just come and ask for money.
Right.
That's not a problem. You get those in inboxes all day long. You get those people texting you all day long. But God put it on my heart and allow me and guide me to be the blessing to pour into a person that's not going to just keep it, but they're going to keep on giving. Yes. And the blessing is going to keep on going.
That's right.
So 2020, honey, it is our year.
Amen.
It's
time
for us to live our best life.
Yes.
And people don't understand. They hear the song, but they don't really know, what is my best life?
Right.
It's to go where places you've never been.
Do the things you've never done.
Correct. Wow. And it's there, y'all. It's just us reaching out and grabbing it. And as you reach, your faith becomes bigger.
Yes.
I have had the most extreme, crazy faith since I've been born.
Amen.
And I've always spoke life into myself. And people will be like, oh, you just think you all of that. I don't think nothing. And I tell people all the time, they say, well, you think you're a big shot. And I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? I think I am a big shot. And And I said, well, what is the definition of a big shot? The definition of a big shot is a little shot that kept on shooting.
All right then. I like that. That's how you do it.
So at the end of the day, you gotta believe in yourself, people.
Yes.
You have to believe in yourself.
And I think that's what, not to cut you off, but I think that's what got you to do everything that you're doing. Besides, of course, faith. That's the center. That's the head of it, right? But then believing in yourself, because what if you would have allowed yourself to stay in, and if you ever had depression, or if you've ever been criticized, or if people tell you can't do anything and you just sit there and you literally internalize that and you believe it, therefore you are what you believe.
Right. And they don't understand, along this path as humans, we will have things that sidetrack us, and it's okay. Right. You're going to have depression. There are going to be days, people, that you don't want to be around nobody. You don't want to talk to nobody. Absolutely. And you literally close yourself up. And it's only you and God. Right. And that's who you have to learn to depend on, because without Him, we are nothing. Amen. So we got to learn how to just basically ask God, expect it, and then wait on Him to deliver it. Yes. And that's what 2020 is about. It's transformation. I love it. I'm with it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sling my hat to the side because I'm feeling real cute right now.
Well then, okay, so this cuteness, I need you to tell us how they can contact you.
Okay, so let me tell you, on Facebook, I am under Charly King, PhD. On Instagram, I am under Charly Girl. And I'm under the real Charly Girl for the cosmetic line. I love it. So I'm also on Facebook under Chef Charly.
Yay! That is so phenomenal. I'm so happy. And is there an email in case they want to email you?
In case you need to contact me, you can contact me at Goodie, which is GOODIE, the number 2. Shoes is spelled SHOEZ @mail.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
I love it. And thank you again for coming on the show today. I really appreciate having you today.
I love you.
You are such a blessing.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you. So are you.
Thank you. And this is how Black Girl Magic starts for 2020.
Right. That's what they know. They know. Bye. Thank you. All right. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching another episode of Renewed Therapy. Please be sure to email us if you want to be a guest on renewedtherapy@gmail.com.